Shri Srimad, His Divine Grace Abhay Channarinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्णा गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुन राधा कुन गिरि गोवर्धन की, वृंदावन धाम की, मथुरा धाम की, नवदीप धाम की, श्री जगन्नाथ स्वामी की, यमुना माई की, श्रीमती तुलसी देवी की, सामवेद भक्त वृंद की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Namam Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Pastai Bhutle, Srimate Bir Krishna Goswami Niti Namne, Namoham Sanika Shaya Prabhupada Priyate Sutashte Nishta Bentasya Vakyanuvadine. Okay, good morning, Hare Krishna. Welcome to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class, brought to you live by ISKCON Sydney, also live on Mayapur TV channel, Sydney channel, as well as YouTube, ISKCON YouTube and Facebook. So welcome to our online viewers. This morning we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, titled Dhruv Maharaj Goes Back to Godhead. So this is the secret of going back to Godhead, this chapter. So Dhruv Maharaj goes back to Godhead, and we are reading from text 35. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devam Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nasta Prayashu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Okay, excuse me. Trilokim Devayanena Trilokim Devayanena Sotivrajya Muninapi Parastadya Dhruva Gatir Vrishnopadam Athabhayagat Trilokim Devayanena Sotivrajya Muninapi Parastadya Dhruva Gatir Vrishnopadam Athabhayagat Trilokim Devayanena Sotivrajya Muninapi Parastadya Dhruva Gatir Vishnopadam Athabhyagat. Vishnopadam Athabhyagat Trilokim Devayanena Muninapi Duvagatir Vishnopadam Athabhyagar Trilokim Devayanena Yapi Stadruvya Gatir Vishnopadam Athabhyagar Trilokim Devayanena Sotrivya Muninapi Parastadya Druvagatir Vishnopadam Athabhyagar Trilokim Devayanena Sotrivya Muninapi Parastadya Druvagatir Vishnupadam Athabhyagar Trilokim Devayanena Sotivraja Muninapi Parastadya Druvagatir Vishnu Athabhyagar. Okay, Trilokim, the three planetary systems. Devayanena, the transcendental airplane. Sa, Dhruva, Ativrajya, having surpassed. Munin, great sages. Api, even. Parastad, beyond. Yat, which. Dhruva Gati, Dhruva, who attained permanent life. Vishnu, of Lord Vishnu. Padam, abode. Atha, then. Abhyagat, achieved. Okay, so the translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so we can all repeat together. Translation. Dhruva Maharaj thus surpassed the 7 planetary systems of the great sages who are known as Saptarshi. Beyond that region, he achieved the transcendental situation of permanent life in the planet where Lord Vishnu lives. That's a super achievement, right? You go beyond all the planets, beyond the Muni Rishis, and you achieve a planet, permanent life, no death. And Lord Vishnu resides there. So that's what Dhruva achieved according to this translation. So it's a very auspicious translation to read this morning. Gives us all some encouragement. There is hope for us. So the purport, this is interesting purport as well. The airplane was, I'll just read that. Purport, the airplane was piloted by the 2 chief associates of Lord Vishnu. And his pilots' names are namely Sunanda and Nanda. Sunanda and Nanda. So what were the pilots' names? Okay, I'll ask you in my next class, see if you remember the pilots' names of Lord Krishna. He has 2 pilots. He has a charioteer as well. What's his charioteer's name? Daru, yes. So who drives his horse? He's got some drivers. So his pilots' names, Sunanda and Nanda. Only such spiritual astronauts can pilot their airplane beyond the 7 planets and arrive in the region of eternal blissful life. Only such pilots, astronauts, they are known as spiritual astronauts. It is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita also, Paras Tasmat Tu Bhavo Nyaha, that beyond this planetary system begins the spiritual sky where everything is permanent and blissful. the planets there are known as Vishnu Loka or Vaikuntha Loka. Only there one can get an eternal blissful life of knowledge. Below Vaikuntha Loka is the material universe. So if you want to know where the material universe is placed and where the spiritual sky, it is just below Vaikuntha Loka. Below Vaikuntha Loka is the material universe. This is where Lord Brahma and others in Brahma Lok can live until the annihilation of this universe. But that life is not permanent. So Brahma's life is not permanent. His abode is not permanent. But that life is not permanent. That is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, Abrahma Bhuvanal Lokaha. Even if one goes to the topmost planet, one cannot achieve eternal life. Only by arriving in Vaikuntha Lok, one can live an eternally blissful life. So, quickly, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, who wants to go to Brahmaloka? Yeah, you don't want to go there, even though it is the topmost planet in the material system. Why? Because it's going to be annihilated. And Brahma is going to go, and you're going to go along with Brahma. So then where do you want to go? Vishnu Loka? Anybody else? There's a better answer than that. Goloka Vrindavan. Yeah. So, so I'll read to you a little story about one cowherd boy. His name is Gopakumar. And this is a story that I had written a few years ago when our brahmacharis were not in saffron at that time. Some of them were, some of them weren't. So I dug up that book, and hopefully I'll read from there. So it's a class that I've given before. Probably in those days I gave a better class than today. I didn't have much time to go over it. But it tells us the story about Gopakumar. Now, if you want to know about Gopakumar, why I'm going to tell you about Gopakumar in the first place is he travels many planets. And so reading from him, or at least understanding, you will know about different planets and what happens, who goes there, how hard it is to get there. So it's a journey, Gopakumar. And it's a story related in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. It's a divine nectarian book, by the way. It's thick and very long. It has two parts. One is a story on how Narad Muni describes the planetary systems. And in that first part, he describes who's the topmost devotee. Now you know the answer to that, right? Who's the topmost devotee? That's a good one, though. That pledges allegiance with Srila Prabhupada. I like that answer. But who is really Srimati Radharani in the gopis? Unconditional love for Krishna. They're prepared to go to hell for him. And anything for him. Unconditional love. Topmost devotee, Srimati Radharani. So Narad Muni relates that story. And then the second part is about Gopakumar. He also goes on a journey. So before we go on to that, there was a Bhagavad Gita shlok quoted here, 8.20 in this purport. And I've got that open, so I wanted to read that to you. That Bhagavad Gita is a shlok 8.20. The translation was, yet there is another unmanifested nature, which is eternal and transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. So this is in Krishna's words. He's telling Arjun, there is another world, another unmanifested nature. It is supreme and it has never been annihilated. When all this world was annihilated, that part remains as it is. So that is in black and white. If you want proof, where Krishna said that certain part is unannihilated, it's not annihilated, where do you get that reference? It is Bhagavad Gita 8.20. Now, having said that, there is also another shlok that's quoted in this purport, 8.16. It says here, from the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest. So the highest place was Brahmalok, we discussed, and the lowest place where all miseries are there, wherein repeated birth and death take place. It could be us, repeated birth and death. But there are lower planets than this. There are Patal Lok, hell. Serpents live there, demons live there. So, from the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all places are of misery. All places are of misery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. So this is Lord Krishna again. One who attains to my abode. So if your answer this morning is where do you want to go, is Goloka Vrindavan, that one you will never take birth again. Even by Kuntalo, you'll never take birth again. So that's a good answer. If you want to go to Brahmalok or Shivalok, you will, well actually Shivalok, do you come back down? No. He guides you, correct. He will say, I'm not God. Actually, we'll read about that. Gopakumar goes there, and Lord Shiva says, I'm not God. So, this is Lord Krishna. Yeah, so let's actually move ahead, otherwise I'll be a bit late, and I won't be able to complete it. It's a long story. So, who is Gopakumar? He is a cowherd boy. And, okay. So, who is a cowherd boy? One who herds cows in Govardhan, India. And what happens is he is interested, well, he was interested in some material gains to start off with. He wanted some money. But then so he was worshipping a goddess, demigoddess. And then, but he was a good boy. And what happened was he met a guru in Govardhan, who gave him this mantra. He said, you say this mantra, you worship this with this mantra. What's the mantra? Yeah, it could be Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It could be the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Mantra is a mantra, words, Sanskrit words which call out to God. So he was given this mantra. Just like we take initiation, we get the Namam, what is it, the Nama initiation, when we get initiated first. Hari Nam Diksha, or you get the Nam. So you get the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Nam, and we get it from our Guru. And when we get that, then it has potency. So Gopakumar, he met his Guru. He did not know actually who his Guru was. It was a secret thing. I will tell you who his Guru was. His Guru was none other than Lord Krishna, who is known as Jayanta, but he was in disguise. The reason he was in disguise was he wanted his cowherd boy to come to him. But it is a long process because he was born in a human form. So he had to go through that process, one place to another, and he had this journey. So he worshipped this goddess Kamakya, and then he was given the mantra. The mantra he was given was the Gopal mantra. It's known as the Gopal mantra. And that mantra, the Gopal mantra, see, I almost lose my place, was to worship Madan Gopal. And this mantra, he was given for chanting for wealth. But if you chant for Madan Gopal, what do you get? Who's Madan Gopal? He's Krishna. And Madan Gopal is the boy who herds cows. Gopal means he looks after cows. So he is dressed like a cowherd boy with a flute. He's a very simple agricultural kind of person. You know, he's in the farm. He's raising cows. Have you ever been to a farm? Yeah, seen someone herding cows. So that's what Krishna is. So looking like, you know, flute with a turban tied around there and a bugle stuck to his belt, a peacock feather there, dhoti, dust all over him, no shoes. So where's the wealth? Garland of forest flowers. He has pearls and things. He does have some jewelry on him, but he's in the forest running around with his mates, gopas. No wealth. So what happened was, Gopakumar, after chanting and chanting and chanting, he lost all desire for wealth. And all he could see was a boy with a flute. And he wanted to have darshan with him only. So the moral of the story is, if you want to worship Krishna, worship him in such a way that you forget about everything else except Krishna. So that should be your focus. So who is the worshipable God? Who do you worship? Krishna in what form? Shyamasundar? Yeah. Gopinath. Yeah, Gopinath. We are worshipping Gopinath, the Lord of the Gopis. So you have that as a focus. And then you will not want anything else. You will want Gopinath, Gopinath. So time's going. I'm just going to cut to the chase. So he went to this Ganga and he saw someone worshipping Shila there. And he was very attracted. And the Brahman who was worshipping the Govardhan Shila, or was it Shaligram Shila? Sorry, Shaligram Shila. And after worshipping, he gave prasad to Gopakumar, who was very impressed and thought, this is God. I finally found God. But then the Shila was put in a box. And he thought, how can you put this Shila in the box? This doesn't look right. So Gopakumar was disappointed. This is the effect of chanting the Gopal mantra. So you know, if you chant the Hare Krishna Maha mantra in front of Gopinath, what the effect will be. Everything else will be tasteless. So Gopakumar was also like that. So he asked the Brahmin, this is not satisfactory to me. Where should I go? So he said, you go to Puri and Varanasi, things like that. So he went to Varanasi, he went to Puri, same thing. He found God. And actually when he went to Puri, who's in Puri? Which God? Jagannath. He's also our dear, very dear Lord. He's ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Conscious Lord in the first place. Jagannath. Did you know? Srila Prabhupada installed him in LA. So he's the main God for ISKCON, Jagannath. He's also the Lord that Lord Shiva and Ganesh are always meditating on to meet him. Jagannath. If you read the Vedic scriptures, you'll find it. Can't find the reference at the moment over the top of my head, but I've read that. So he goes there, and they greet him with lots of respect. Hello, Gopakumar, you are here. You're a very good devotee. We are going to serve you. You're a very good devotee. What happens is, something happens to the king in Puri. You know, there is always a king ruling there. I think he passes away. I've got the story here, but I can't read it because it's too many words. Anyway, so what happened is, the whole point of the story is he was made the king of Puri, Gopakumar. So if you imagine yourself, you become a devotee and now you're the temple president in Puri. So this is your journey. So he was the king. He became the king of Puri, but he wasn't really impressed with that either. So what happened after that? What happened after that is a good question. He went there and he wasn't really satisfied either. He wasn't satisfied in Puri because, you know why? Because he couldn't find the boy who was playing the flute. He couldn't find that boy who was playing the flute. So if you go somewhere and you can't find Gopinath, what are you going to do? You're going to come right back here. Which is what I've done sometimes too. Gone away, come back, gone away, come back. But then we live here. But if you don't find Gopinath, so this is what was happening to Gopakumar. He could not find the boy who was playing the flute. So he went and then he saw some sannyasis and pujaris worshipping at Ganga. And he said, who are you worshipping? Pujaris? And they said, we are worshipping demigods and they live in Swarga. So he said, I want to go there. So guess what? Because of his bhakti, an airplane came and he took him to Swarga. Swarga Loka is the heavenly planets where damsels dance. Beautiful ladies. Ramba, who else is there? Menika. And Lord Indra is there. And what happened over there was Lord Indra did something nasty. He violated the chastity of Ahalya, who is a Rishi's wife. Can't remember the name now. It's not doing very well this morning. Um, what's Gautam Rishi? Gautam Rishi. Gautam Rishi's wife Ahalya. So Indra was dethroned. So he left his throne. Guess who became the next Indra? Gopakumar. So he became Indra. So that's the next planetary system. And guess what? He was not satisfied there either. And throughout it all, he was wearing his cowherd outfit, by the way. Cowherd boy outfit, just like you are here in a gopi skirt or a gopa dhoti. Then you won't want to leave it because you are so much attached to this Gopinath's rasa that you will always wear your gopi skirt. And you will always wear your Gopinath's dhoti. And he was also dressed like that in Swarglok, where everybody was just opulent. He wouldn't let go of his dress and attire. Same appearance. And he wasn't really happy with that either. So he decided, oh, where am I going to go? Where is that little boy, that cowherd boy who plays the flute? He's not here. He's not in Swarglok. So who are you worshipping? How do I go there? And so one day these Rishi Munis came and he asked, who are these sages? And they said, oh, they live in Mahaloka. It's next planetary system. So now you know. You go to Puri, you go to Ganga, Varanasi, now you go to Swarg, then you go to Mahaloka. And, the demigods and Vishnu was worshipped there. So Gopakumar asked, can I go there? So the Brihaspati, who is the priest of Swargloka, said, yes, you can go there. So he managed to go there in Mahaloka. And what was happening there, all the sages, they were doing fire sacrifice. Om, 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 to the Lord of sacrifices, which is Lord Vishnu. He had 1,000 arms, and he ate all the remnants that the sages gave him. And Gopakumar was given the title of becoming a Brahmin just like them. Become a sage like us. What did he say? No. He said, no, I don't want this. He said, I'm looking for the cowherd boy, and he's disappeared, and I'm looking for him. Where is he? So he rejects Mahaloka. One day, 4 little boys come. Who are the 4 little boys? Yeah, the Kumars, Sanat Kumars. They come. And Gopakumar goes there, and he goes, who are you worshipping? Have you seen the boy who plays the flute? And they said, well, we live in Tapaloka. Why don't you come over there? Everybody is a brahmachari there, so our brahmacharis might like to go there. Everybody is a brahmachari there, Tapaloka. And there they chant mantras. So he went there too, but he couldn't find Krishna there. So these are different planets I'm talking about. Mahaloka, Tapaloka, who's there? Sanat Kumars are there in Tapaloka. And then he couldn't find, so he decided to leave over there, from there. And he asked the Sanat Kumars, where can I go next? And they said, you can go to Gandhamandana hill and see Naranarayan. So he goes there to see Naranarayan. And they take him there. So then he goes there, and over there, he is not happy either. And he was not happy there. And anyway, one day Brahma comes along, Lord Brahma. And he says, well, I want to go there. And so he goes there as well to Brahma. And actually he feels a lot of devotional service there. Because Brahma is creating the universe and lots of devotional service. So those who want devotional service, you can go there. He was happy with the devotional service. But then he was not happy there either, because the boy with the flute was not there. So this is what you should be like. Where is Krishna? Where is Gopinath? Where is Gopinath? Where is Gopinath? Always look for Gopinath. So then he was not really happy, although the citizens were worshipping someone to get liberated, because they know that they'll die there. So they were praying for that. But nothing helped him. And actually, something happened there was this flood or annihilation, and Gopakumar was actually brought to the title of Brahma, so he was made Brahma for a little while. So he got elevated positions everywhere he went. Became the king of Puri, became Lord Indra, he became Brahma. But still he was not happy. So then what happened was, some sages came along to give him some advice, and they said there are 8 coverings. How many? 8 coverings in the universe. And you've got to transcend that. Go beyond that. And it says each covering is 10 times bigger than the last one. So if one crosses these, then one comes to Mahakala. Mahakala, but if you want to go out of this world, then you should go to Vraja first and Vrindavan. That is not affected by time. And there you will meet your Guru again. And then you can go to Mahakala after you are satisfied with all your desires. And then you can play in Vrindavan eternally. So then he chants, throughout this he's chanting his Gopal mantra, by the way. And then, guess what? He comes back down to Vrindavan on planet Earth. And he tries again. So this is us. We go back, we come down. We go up, we go down, we come back. That's what happens. So in this story, Gopakumar never goes to hell. But we could do that if our practices are not good. So he chants, and he comes to Vrindavan, and guess what? He meets his Guru again. And what does his Guru do? Jayanta, who is Lord Krishna, he gives him further instructions how to chant the Gopal mantra. So if you come back and you meet your Guru again, he's going to give you the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra again. And he's also going to give you the Gayatris again, if you become a Brahmin. And you will get instructions on how to chant it, so that you can elevate. So after that he chants, and then guess what? He travels upwards, Gopakumar, and his body becomes transcendental. He breaks the sphere of the sun. He overcomes the illusion. He crosses all the planets in the blink of an eye, reaches the coverings rich in enjoyment, the subtle coverings of the universe. The first covering was earth, and Bhumi was worshipping Lord Boa. You know Lord Varaha, the boa. In that, that was the first covering. Bhumi Devi. She's the expansion of Lakshmi Devi. And then the second one, he goes through water. The water covering is the presiding deity there is Matsya. And then he goes through the next covering, which is fire. Presiding deity is Surya Narayan. And then the next one is air. The presiding deity is Pradumna. And the next one is ego, which is Sankarshan. After that is Mahatattva, which is Vasudev. So each ruler is superior to the other ruler. He transcends all those coverings, those 8 coverings. And then, where does he go? He goes to a Tamaguna goddess, which is Mohini Murti. She has mystic powers, and she offers these powers to Gopakumar, who says, no thank you. So he goes beyond that. Then he arrives to a place where Mahakal. And the Mahakal place was so bright. The light was so bright that it's hardly you can see God. That's a Brahma Jyoti. And there he was not satisfied either. So the advice he was given, go to Mahakal, was probably not right. And he kept on chanting the Madan Gopal mantra. He saw some singing and dancing, but he didn't like it. And then he saw someone sitting on a bull. Okay, so guess who this is? Sitting on a bull. He's white, naked, half man, on a forehead, half naked. And on her forehead, he has this moon, half moon, and a trident, and bone necklace, and Gauri on his lap. Lord Shiva. He sees Lord Shiva. And this is Shiva Lok. So he goes there. And Nandi told him that his Lord Shiva was totally non-different from the Lord. But Gopakumar was still not satisfied. Nope. So then he was told by Lord Shiva, to see the Vishnu Dutas and go to Vaikuntha. So, when he is told about Vaikuntha and Vishnu Dutas, Gopakumar faints. Lord Shiva picks him up, and then Lord Shiva says to Gopakumar that if one gets 100 times that I manifest, one goes to Vaikuntha. So he tries to go there as well. I'm just going to cut this story short because we will run out of time. So when he goes to Vaikuntha, he sees everybody in awe and reverence worshipping Lord Vishnu. He thinks everybody there is Lord Vishnu because they look like him. Finally, he goes to Vishnu. And Vishnu loves him so much, says, come here, come Gopakumar. And I've been waiting for you because you've been my devotee. And he shows Gopakumar his flute and, the Gopakumar, Madan Gopal roop, the form. And Gopakumar is so happy, but then he becomes Vishnu again, 4 arms. He's still wearing his cowherd boy clothes, by the way. And the Lakshmi Devis and everyone is so, wealthy place. It's, why are you wearing this? We'll give you some nice clothes. He said, no, thank you. And time to time, Lord Vishnu would disappear. And he said, where is he? Where did he go? In the end, he is told, well, he is Krishna. So he goes to Goloka Vrindavan, he goes to Dwarika. That's why he's not here. So he actually wanted to hug Lord Vishnu. But he was not allowed. He said, that's not done here. We worship him with awe and reverence. So Gopakumar again was not happy. In the end, he was told, you go to Ayodhya. And he goes, from Vaikuntha, he goes to Ayodhya. Ayodhya is there, all the monkeys were chanting, Ram, Ram, Ram. Monkeys were chanting, Ram, Ram, Ram. And they were very naughty. They played tricks on Gopakumar and took his flute and ran away. He was very upset. Then Hanuman came and gave him back his flute. And then Hanuman escorted him to Lord Ram. And Lord Ram was very happy to see Gopakumar in Ayodhya. And but there were Sita Devi. Sometimes he saw Sita Devi in the form of Radha in his visions. But she's Sita Devi and Ram. So he was not very happy. So he was told to go to Dwarka after that. So he goes to Dwarka. So I'm not reading from the book anymore, otherwise I would give you more tips. He goes to Dwarka. Dwarka is where Lord Krishna is there in the form of a king. And he is so happy. Balram is there, all the Ranis, all his queens are there. They say, hi, Gopakumar. And he goes there too, but he still can't find. Although Dwarka Krishna is very similar, very, very similar. But he doesn't play his flute there. He's got it there. He shows his flute to Gopakumar. And he shows his cowherd boy form, but still not the same. And then he goes for a meal, and Krishna throws his tantrum, I'm not going to eat. His mother is trying to force him to eat in Dwarka. He's the king of Dwarka. Imagine the king sitting at a dinner table and sulking, I'm not going to eat. And mother is trying to coerce him, persuade him, please eat. No, I don't want to eat. I'm missing my Vrajavasis. I'm missing Vrindavan. So he's in that mood in Dwarka. Gopakumar witnesses all this. Then Uddhav takes Gopakumar to his house. You stay with me. He's not happy there either. Finally, after all of that, he goes back to Vaikuntha again. There are times when he comes back down to Vrindavan, planet Earth. He comes down a few times actually. Finally, he goes to Goloka Vrindavan. Finally. He manages to get there. When he gets there, he goes and asks all the people in Goloka Vrindavan. This is going past all the planetary systems, all the coverings. And he asks the Vrajavasis over there, have you seen Krishna, the boy, who plays the flute, Madan Gopal? And they look like they're not even in their right mind. It looks like they've lost their mind. They are all like preoccupied with something. Have you seen him? Nobody answers. Have you seen him? Nobody answers. This is Goloka Vrindavan. The reason was because Krishna was not there, and the Vrajavasis, their mind went with Krishna. Their minds went with Krishna. So they look like they'd lost something. That's how much devoted they are in Goloka Vrindavan. Because he had gone to herd the cows with the cowherd boys, he was not around. So then suddenly there was a big noise and dust flowing, and all the cows came, and Krishna came with his Gopals. And he saw Krishna. And Krishna saw Gopakumar. And Gopakumar was dressed as a cowherd boy. as he always was. He never lost his attire. And as soon as Krishna saw him, he hugged him, and then Krishna fainted out of love for Gopakumar. So that actually shows how much is waiting for you, if he can show that for his friend Gopinath. How much is waiting for you? So he faints, and everybody is trying to wake him up but couldn't. And Balram was also scared. Usually Balram is not scared, because when Krishna was dancing on Kaliya Nag, all the Vrajavasis were fainting. Our dear Krishna is going to get killed by this huge serpent, going to get poisoned, he's going to die. Everybody was fainting, and Balram was standing there saying, no, nothing will happen to my Krishna. He's God. He can kill 1,000 million Kalyanags. But in this case, when he faints, Balram is really concerned what happened to my Krishna. And the Vrajavasis there, they were saying, this Gopakumar, maybe he's a demon come to kill Krishna. So they were like suspicious of Gopakumar. What's going on? And then finally Krishna, comes to his senses, he comes awake, and then he gets up and he hugs Gopakumar and he cries. And you will see a picture sometimes where Krishna is hugging another cowherd boy, and there are tears in his eyes. You might see that if you Google it in the internet. But anyway, finally Gopakumar is reunited with Krishna. So in here we were talking about Dhruva Maharaj. He's got his planet of his own, but he also had to do a lot of tapasya austerities. So similarly with us, we have to go through a lot before we can reach Gopinath. We are all devotees of Lord Gopinath. Here we come. I have deities at home, which is Radha Shyam Sundar, so I worship them. But they are also Gopinath, Shyam Sundar. And who knows how many austerities I will have to perform before I achieve that goal. So the bottom line for you and me and anyone else is to continue chanting the Maha Mantra that we were given, because Gopakumar continued to chant the Madan Gopal mantra he was given throughout all the universes, throughout all the coverings, throughout all the places he went. Became Brahma, became King of Puri, became Lord Indra. He went to Shivalok as well, Ayodhya. He went everywhere. But he continued chanting his mantra. So never stop. It is a very powerful mantra. That's why it's called the Maha Mantra. It actually covers all the rest of the mantras. It covers all. So if you continue chanting the Maha Mantra, you will get the object of your desire, whichever form that might be. Whether it is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or whether it's Lord Jagannath, or it's Lord Nrsimhadev, or it's Gopinath. Thank you for listening. I have to go now. Are there any questions quickly? No? All right. Yes. Yes. Oh, so the question is which form the monkeys were before they became monkeys. That's a question for my Guru Maharaj. He is an expert in Ramayana. I must tell you, he is a real expert in Ramayana. If you ever want to know, you question him on this. My answer to that, I don't know for 100%, but I would say just like the gopis, they were rishis, munis, and they did austerities, and then they became gopis. They would also be high-level devotees of Lord Ram. They would have taken monkey forms to assist him in his in battle in the Ramayana. But also these monkeys were demigods as well. They were demigods, but just in the form of monkeys. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thanks for listening. Yeah. Yeah. The demigods took birth during the Mahabharata battle as well. They came as different soldiers of Krishna, different pastimes, but they were demigods. So they did that. Whenever Krishna goes anywhere, he takes his entire devotees with him.